Hey guys, before we get started with the video, I just wanted to give a quick rundown of the Discord server in case anyone was not familiar with what Discord was or they weren't sure how to join the server. But here's just a sneak peek at what we have going on the server. So right now we have 224 members in there. That number is going up by 5 or 10 members every single day. But I have multiple channels in here. One where you can watch the latest YouTube video the moment it goes live. You can watch it directly in the Discord server so you don't have to open up another browser or watch it on YouTube. This links directly to the YouTube video. I have channels for technical analysis where you can use my Discord bot and you can just look at TA for different tickers at any time you want. You can look at open interest, you can look at the long-term graphs, the daily graphs, all happens instantaneously here. You can look at the short volume on different tickers. We have discussion channels for stocks, for options in case you want to buy options or sell options. Then we have a separate channel just for Theta Gang. This is probably the most popular channel in the Discord where we all kind of hang out all throughout the day during market hours. We have a channel for futures discussion if you like to trade futures. We have a show and tell category where basically you can post your max gains, your max losses, hopefully not a lot of losses, where you can post screenshots of your profits for the week or for the day. We also have a lounge if you just want to hang out after hours or even during market hours and just chill with some of the members in our Discord server. So yeah, a lot of things to do in the Discord server. Just look for the link in the description below and come on in. Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back at it with another video. It is Thursday, August 6th, pretty much exactly 5 p.m. So the market's been closed for about an hour now. And taking a look at the big board here, I mean, big tech had another big day, right? Facebook up 6.5%. Apple 3.5%, Microsoft 1.6%, Google 1.8%, Amazon was a little flat but still in the green at 0.6%. AMD is going to hit 100 by probably the end of the month. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Every single day it just keeps going up and up and up with no end in sight. Up another 1.6% today, up to a price of $86.71. Micron's been getting crushed lately, down almost 5% today, ending at 48.70. So I have to keep an eye on Micron. I did take a look at the options chain for today, not necessarily for an expiration of tomorrow, but for the following week. And the option premiums just weren't that juicy. They weren't that great. So we'll have to see if that changes come Monday morning when some of my buying power frees up again. But I will say, you know, Micron's been beaten down lately, and it's really weird because a lot of the other semi stocks like Nvidia and AMD, and actually Qualcomm after earnings, had a nice uptick. I mean, not including Nvidia because Nvidia's just been beaten down as well day after day. But I'm not quite sure why Micron keeps getting beaten down because I don't know of any bad news or any bad guidance that has come out on Micron. So I have to look into that a little bit more. But I will keep an eye on Micron because I will say I did try and look at some tickers for plays next week, and I just couldn't find any good setups today. I couldn't find options with good premiums or that were worthwhile in my opinion. So I'm still out on the search. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below, or better yet, leave them in the Discord server. We are in there. I mean, we are in there all day, all night pretty much because we have members from all over the world. So there's always somebody in there either chatting away or posting memes or just, you know, all around hanging out. Let's take a look at my options plays that I had on. But first, just take a quick gander at AMD, and it did something similar as what it did yesterday. It had a big ramp up, came back down to earth, and then it kind of traded how it wanted to trade for the rest of the day. But it did slowly kind of go up over time. And like I said, we closed about up 1.5, 1.7%. So AMD, as of right now, there's no end in sight. I did take a look at AMD premiums just out of curiosity for next Friday. And the premiums on AMD weren't that great. I mean, they were okay, but they weren't that juicy in my opinion. I mean, let's just take a look at the money put here for August 14th, next Friday. So that would be $216 in premium. And these are if I were to open these positions at the end of the day today before the market closed. But just for hypothetical sake, I would have collected $216 in premium on $8,600 in risk. So 216 divided by 8,600 in risk. And that would have been 2.5% return on risk, which is not bad, but I feel like I could get the same return on risk with other tickers that, in my opinion right now, may be a little less risky just because I'm still fully expecting AMD to have a pullback at some point. I mean, I just can't believe that one stock can just keep going up I mean, it's got to be some sort of record for AMD right now, because it's just been going up, I feel like, every day for the past week or two. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. But let's just take a look at some of the options I had plays on. So if you know from my prior videos this week, you know I went hard on Activision Blizzard because I wanted to play earnings, and we're looking good so far. We've been slowly going up all week long. So my puts are super secure. I mean, there's only one more day left until expiration, and I have strikes at 78, 77, and 76 strikes. And right now we are at 86.50. So I'm about $10 away from my strikes. So I'm not concerned about them. And actually looking at the option premiums right now, I mean, they're all basically like 98, 99% profitability already. So yeah, see, this is 78 strike is a dollar, 77 is going to be a dollar, 76 is also $7, which is weird, right? It doesn't make sense, but it's going to be because of low volume and a wide bid-ask spread probably. So, right, the bid-ask spread is from $5 to $8. The volume was only 15, open interest is 128. So that's why it looks a little weird. It doesn't make sense, but I'm not worried. I'm going to collect max profit on all of these, you know, barring something absolutely crazy happening with Activision tomorrow during market hours or overnight tonight. But, you know, I did consider closing these options out early, and that way I could open up another position for the following Friday, August 14th, and collect a little bit more theta, right? Because if I close these positions out today and I open up some more puts that expire on Friday, they would be a longer date expiration as if I were to wait until this coming Monday. So I could collect a little bit more premium. And my thought process was, okay, I would basically leave $1 on the table for each of these options, right? Because they're still worth $1. So I would leave $3 on the table, but as long as I can make up for that $3 quote unquote loss by having $3 more in theta decay or $3 more in option premium on whatever play I wanted to open up next, compared to if I open up on this coming Monday, well, then it makes sense financially, right? It would be in my favor to close these positions out. So one thing I learned is it's very broker dependent, and it also depends on if you have margin or not. Because I know on Robinhood, the moment you close out these options, you get that buying power back immediately, meaning you can open up another trade the next second, I guess. But if you're using other brokers, and depending on whether you have margin enabled or not, you may not have that buying power available to you immediately. You may actually have to let that buying power kind of settle for about maybe 1 or 2 days, maybe even 3 days. So that's something to double check on if you're not using Robinhood. So that's my situation right now with Activision. I'm going to let these ride until end of day tomorrow to collect max profit. And as I usually do, I will look tomorrow and over the weekend for any possible plays for next week. I already looked at some of these options on Activision for next week, and they're really not looking that great, because let's just take a look at the option premium. You can see that the at the money is $1, which doesn't make any sense, and the next strike down is $1.10. So again, this is because the volume and the open interest is going to be low. And look at the bid-ask spread is crazy, right? The bid is 0 and the ask is 191. So that's why you're left with a $1 mid price here. So it doesn't make any sense. And that's why I usually don't trade Activision Blizzard, because the option volume in general on this stock is very low. It was only good to trade options on this week, in my opinion, because it had earnings. So that means that the volume was going to be higher than usual. But I don't think I'm going to open up a position on Activision next week, because I don't think the fills are going to be great. I don't think the premiums are going to be great. And like I said, I don't think the volume or the open interest is going to be great. So I'm going to have to find another ticker to play some puts on next week. But let's take a look at my space plays here. So Virgin Galactic. Again, I'm still a little bit nervous, but Virgin Galactic held its ground. My puts are at the 19 strike, and you can see we sold off early in the morning to really close to my strike at 1914. Then we rallied a little bit throughout the day and then pretty much traded sideways. So we were in the between 1940 to $20 range all day long. As you can see, we are dipping a little bit after hours. I mean, we're again close to my strike at 1913. I did look at my option premium for tomorrow, and I'm still not profitable yet. I'm still in the hole by a couple bucks. The one thing I don't like about Robinhood is it doesn't show you the 1 data expiration option, because Robinhood doesn't allow you to open 1 or 0 data expiration options like other brokers do. So you'll have to take my word for it, but the put option on Space at the 19 strike that expires tomorrow, it's not $77. This is for the strike expiring next Friday. It was about, I want to say $18 at last I checked, and I sold these options for $13. So I'm actually in the hole by about $5 per contract. But again, I'm not too concerned because as long as space closes above 19 tomorrow, then that's going to go to zero at the end of the day tomorrow, and I'll collect max profit. But we'll have to wait and see where the market opens tomorrow, because if space continues to dip after hours and we're in the very low 19s or maybe even high 18s, then I might not want to risk it, and I might want to roll out my option for next week. Or the other option I have is just to get assigned shares at 19 and then just sell covered calls on it. Because right now, if I were to sell a covered call on it, the premiums are okay. I mean, a covered call at 19 is going to be about $100, accounting for the day over tomorrow and then thinking about where we're going to open up Monday morning. So I'll probably collect about $100 in premium if I sell a 19 strike covered call, if I choose to get assigned shares. So really, it's going to depend on how Virgin Galactic trades tomorrow in terms of how I want to play it and what I decide to do. But let's just take a quick look at where we are today on Virgin Galactic. So, we are in this kind of bearish trend. And in my video yesterday, I did mention that, looks like we're fading back the baseline on the squeeze indicator. So maybe we're going to go a little bullish now. But actually, we faded back the baseline. But now these red bars are increasing again. So that tells me that we're still in we're going more back towards a bearish momentum. The other weird thing, though, is that the RSI curve is very close to the oversold category. So this is telling you, the RSI is telling you that, we're oversold and maybe we're going to bounce back. But the squeeze indicator is telling you that it looks like we're in rising bearish momentum. And also, it's trading below the Ichimoku cloud, which also tells you we're in a downward momentum. So you have 2 or 3 different indicators telling you a couple different things. That's why I always say technical analysis is never 100% accurate, but we'll have to wait and see what's in store for Virgin Galactic tomorrow, because I am not in the greatest position in my mind, because the Fibonacci level, which should act as a theoretical support if you believe in Fibonacci retracements, is actually at around 1650 or 1660. So we could very well still continue to dip or sell off in Virgin Galactic tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see what happens after hours and pre-market and see where we're trading. And I'm gonna have to make a decision probably on the fly tomorrow morning or something, or just keep a close eye on this ticker to see how close it is to $19 and see if I want to risk it and see if I get assigned shares, or see if it closes above 19, or if I don't want to risk it and just roll it out until next Friday, maybe to an even lower strike or maybe to the same strike. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Virgin Galactic tomorrow. But let's just take a quick look at Activision Blizzard. So we are in a continued uptrend. It's trading above the Ichimoku cloud. The squeeze indicator is showing a bullish momentum. Again, kind of opposite the space, the RSI is showing a little bit of, or very close to being, an overbought indicator. So we'll have to see where ATVI wants to go tomorrow. But again, my strikes are so far out of the money right now. I mean, I have roughly a $10 buffer between where it's trading and where my strikes are, that I'm not too concerned. And the other crazy thing is ATVI actually just busted above this Fibonacci level, which is the 262% Fibonacci level. So we'll have to see, because if we get confirmation tomorrow that if it stays above roughly 86.50, then maybe this is now going to act as a support level and Activision is going to keep continuing to rise. So we'll have to see. I mean, that would be a great indicator for me, or a great kind of chart review, in my opinion, in order for me to sell some puts on ATVI the following week. But again, the options just aren't great on ATVI. But if things pick up, if the volume gets better and the premiums are getting better, then if I really believe this is a support level, then I could sell some puts on ATVI maybe in the low 80s. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So tomorrow will be an interesting day in the market to see what happens with my tickers. Specifically, I'm keeping an eye on ATVI. Obviously, I'm keeping an eye on Space. And then Micron, because I want to see what Micron's doing as well. Because it's been in such a bearish trend lately. You can see the squeeze indicator is showing a bearish trend. RSI is rather close to being oversold. But again, it's trading below the Ichimoku cloud, which is again bearish. I drew these trend lines here a while back. And you can see if I just extend these out, Micron currently kind of bounced off this trend line that I drew, which is at roughly the 48.50 level, or this price level, I should say. So again, tomorrow will be interesting because if we bounce off or kind of rally back up off this level, then maybe this is a relatively strong support level for Micron right now. So if that's the case, if we bounce off it, or as long as we don't break below it, then maybe Monday morning I will look into selling some puts on Micron, definitely below 48.50. And just looking at some of these Fibonacci levels, you have one Fibonacci level here that's at 46.50. So if I do decide to make a play on Micron for the following week, I'll like to get in at like 46 or less. That way I have, if this holds true, this support level and also the Fibonacci level that Micron will need to break through. But again, I'm not sure why Micron has been selling off lately. I'm not aware of any bad news coming out, and especially since AMD and Nvidia and other semiconductor stocks have been doing well, I'm not sure why Micron has been kind of dipping. But maybe, this pattern looks very similar to what AMD did before it just took off to the moon. So maybe Micron is also just consolidating and coiling for a big breakout, but who knows? So I'll keep my eye on those three tickers, especially tomorrow: ATVI, Micron, and Space. Let me know how you did today. I know a lot of people in the Discord closed out some profits today. They closed out their positions because they wanted to lock in gains, so I'm happy for them. Let me know if you opened any positions today. Let me know if you closed any positions today. This morning was a rather red day overall in the market, so it would have been a good time, in my opinion, to open up some cash secured puts because we did rally towards the end of the day. So you should have been able to lock in some good premiums and good strikes if you did open up some puts this morning. But as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, or better yet, come and join the Discord server while it's free. And as always, happy trading.